Welcome back, everybody. We are at the show right now, and we are talking about the Manha Project, an annual deaf community day camp. Now, with us right here are our friend right now, Heather Zimmerman, and obviously she is translating for a brand new friend, Lisa Hauer. And Lisa is originally from Colorado, and she goes to Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. Half a day to you both. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so tell us about the day camp, Heather. How many people are enrolled and how many people are involved as counselors or volunteers, if you will?
Well, I'll turn that over to Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sign camp is for deaf and hard of hearing children. And we have several interns from Gallaudet University, about 4 of us in a team, and myself included, and some local interns that are running the sign camp. And the sign camp is specifically for deaf children, deaf and hard of children, and hearing children who are involved in the deaf community. And they learn ASL. We really welcome everyone to be involved, who's involved in the deaf community already. It's a great thing for parents to send their kids to, for everyone who's involved in the deaf community to just be involved and join and just celebrate sign language.
Okay, thank you. Well, one thing that I thought was interesting, how you said ASL, and of course that means American Sign Language. What are some of the differences between sign language? I mean, there is no general sign language, correct? And what are some of the signatures of like the American style of sign language, and how does that transfer out here to our culture?
Yes, definitely. So American Sign Language is specifically the type of sign language that is used in the U.S. or U.S. territories including. And because Guam is a U.S. territory, it uses American Sign Language. And spoken English is used in the schools, so we can use ASL in that sense as well. But in Britain and France, they have their own sign language, right, specific to their culture and country. So in Guam, most of the people use ASL. Yeah, and it's one of the most popular sign languages around the world as well.
What type of preparation and research did you personally do before coming out here, as far as working with the local hard of hearing community out here, and what have you learned in the time that you've been here?
Yeah, before I came here, I checked what kind of sign language people used. And I also noticed that most people were using written English. They were using written English system, and the deaf community was also using American Sign Language. So those are 2 primary things that I noticed, and it's primarily important, especially for communication and building relationships. So I use that because that's what everyone else uses.
Okay. Okay, well, Heather, we'll direct this question to you now. Having grown up here, and like we've interviewed you in for the last 4 years, and the strength of the day camp for the Islands Deaf is very, very strong. And it's good to see you. And I must say, your own mastery of American Sign Language is amazing right now, because you and I were talking before we went on the air, and you're so fast now, even though you've been involved with this community so long. How would you say about the Islands hard of hearing community, and where are we as being able to work with them and integrate them into our culture?
For me, just seeing and working with the deaf community for the past 7 years, but specifically with the deaf camp for 4 years, I'm seeing that we as hearing people need to get more involved in learning sign language, more involved in being advocates and allies with our deaf and hard of hearing local community. So we can do that by taking ASL classes, learning the sign language, and supporting kids that are deaf and hard of hearing, getting involved in camp, and becoming friends with deaf people. Because it can be isolating on the island when your community is so small and only uses sign language. Well, why not everybody on Guam use sign language? Mm-hmm. If it's completely possible, and we can become a light and an example for many other islands and other countries in the world of what access looks like and what inclusion looks like.
Mm-hmm. Now, I would very much like to learn sign language so that I can make new friends like Lisa and other people. Where can I go to learn, and where can I find out?
Yep. Well, we're offering for the next 5 weeks ASL classes on Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 8:30. And we started that last week, so you're welcome to join us at Oasis Empowerment Center.
All right.
And we have class on Tuesday nights for 6 weeks. And there's another place where you can learn sign language too, isn't that right, Heather? Yep, at Guam Community College. Guam Community College, they offer ASL classes, so that's a great place to learn. And also just meeting up with a deaf person and asking them, are you willing to teach me? And maybe like going out to coffee weekly and be like, teach me your language.
Is it easier to learn sign language from someone who is hard of hearing as opposed to like in a classroom environment?
It really depends on the individual. It's great to learn sign language from a native sign language user. So a deaf person themselves or a person who's grown up using that language, so it's great to learn from them because it is their language. But you can also learn in class and different places as well.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so very much. It's been very informational. Really good to have you here, and thank you, Lisa. We're very happy to have you here on the island and what you're doing for our community. We have to go to commercial now, but thank you so much for being our guest.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, stay tuned. We are back right after this. Please stay tuned.